Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Moon, and chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can apply with those emotes. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi, use other people's emotes, or you can remain silent and not be a chatter and just lurk. We're going to hit the applause here and say thank you to Harold, who renewed his subscription before we even started. Harold said, this is 51 months, saying 1 month away from a year. You got me. And Lashbrook is here as well. Hello, Lashbrook. Welcome to both of you. Thank you for being here. We are at 38 subscribers, which is not enough subscribers, in my opinion. I would love to see more of them. It would be pretty great if we could be more subscribers than 38. If you would like to subscribe, you're watching this and you're like, yeah, I'll get in on that. Feel free. If you want to join the gift sub leaderboard, jump to the top of that by gifting one sub, put you on that leaderboard. You can gift a sub to somebody in the community. Those are your options. It feels weird because I already streamed today. Like I already streamed for like an hour in a couple minutes earlier today. So it feels very strange to be back again. By the time we get around to Friday, where I'll streamed every day for Daily Dwarf, it won't feel as weird. But right now, it does feel weird. Tomorrow will feel weird as well because I never stream on a Tuesday. But yeah, if you didn't know, I am streaming every weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern till question mark, probably 2-ish. I'm playing daily Dwarf, which means I'm playing Dwarf Romantique every day, which is a tile placement game that I played on the stream before. And it was really fun. It was fun to do an afternoon stream. I had a couple people, of course, shout out to Chris Weed, who has been here in the streams at night before, but Gino and a few other people that don't often come see my evening streams were able to see it, which is great. So also, I want to point this out before we get into the Lego set that we're working on, and hopefully a few more friends will join us tonight. Don't feel like you should feel, well, first of all, never feel bad about missing a stream because you don't owe me anything. I owe you. Ghost Valve's here. Welcome, Ghost Valve. So to anyone that was even like, oh, I don't know, I can't make your day, like 1 p.m., I can't do that. Don't worry about it. Maybe you catch the VOD later. Maybe you catch the archive the next day on YouTube. You do what you want to do. You do whatever you'd like to do. You can just skip it because you're like, I don't need you to watch you play that video game. I've seen it before. Okay. I'm experimenting with afternoon streaming. And what I didn't want to do was, I didn't want to be like, well, instead of my Monday night stream, I'll stream during the day. Or, well, instead of my Thursday stream, I'll stream during the day. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to take away any streams and replace them with afternoon streams, unless it's for scheduling. Because sometimes I'm like, well, I got to get a stream in, so I'll do it in the afternoon because I'll have something in the night. This is not the case. So if you can't make it to any of my streams this week, don't worry about it. It's okay. I understand, and it'll be fine. But if you can make it to any of my daytime streams, please do, because it is a good time. You'll have fun. All right, I think we'll get we'll wait another minute or two, and then we'll get into building. I'll just pop this up here. We're working on the child right here. There's the child. Hi, child. Hello, the child. I did find the two pieces that I was missing at the end of the last stream. I was like, where are these pieces? Where are they? So the base for my monitor stand is not flat. It has like it's a little bit hollow, and apparently when I was moving it, two of my Lego pieces slid underneath, and it was these two that I'll show you when we go to the overhead. So I was able to find them. I just, like, it occurred to me, I wonder if they're there, and then they were. Because I had looked under the table, I looked underneath the couch that's behind me to be like, did they kick like back or something? I don't remember that. Maybe that happened. It didn't. They were just hiding, and I found them, and I knew I would. So that's good because we gotta put this face together. I took the head off. I did that away from you because I knew that would be maybe traumatic to see me just remove the head of this of our friend there. Let's see. Conversations tonight will include. Well, we talked about Daily Dwarf. I'll talk maybe a little bit more about that if it comes up. One simple life hack. I did a life hack that maybe you can take advantage of. I don't know. And then also some bad news about a job that I didn't get. I'll talk through that because it was awkward and weird, and I found out about it in not the best fucking way. I'll say that. The way I found out that I did not get this job was bad. So we'll talk about that, and then I'll work on a Lego set and we'll hang out. All right, I'm gonna reply to my tweet. We're gonna finish the fight, as I said, and let's get into building. And overhead. Hell yeah, there's the overhead. Let me just check a setting real quick here because I may have forgotten to do the setting. So property, configure video, camera control. We're good. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Good. Okay, let's get into it. Hi, friends. Looks like we might have a light night tonight, or maybe more people will join us as we go. I don't know. Maybe me doing a stream already once today will be weird for people, and it'll somehow decrease the number of people in my night streams, thus letting me know this isn't good, Pat. I don't know. I have no idea. Also, this daytime experiment of the Daily Dwarf experiment, perhaps I would have to do model kit building in the afternoon for it to be a good indication if I should include afternoons, like more afternoon streams. Maybe I would have to figure that out. Originally, Monday nights were going to be Monday afternoons because back when I decided I was adding a Monday stream and going from video games on Wednesday, model kit building on Thursday and Saturday, and I was like, I'm also going to do this on Monday. Originally, that was going to be a Monday afternoon or a Monday late night, like after I got back from work, like very late at night, like 1 a.m. streams. Because I worked on the evenings on Monday at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater East Village location, and I could not could not do an evening stream like I did on Thursday and Saturday. So that was originally going to happen, and then I did that for like 3 weeks, and then I got laid off. So that made it much easier to then stream Monday nights. I was just like, oh. And then also my Wednesdays went from every other Wednesday to every Wednesday as a bonus stream, which made a lot of sense at the time. And I still think makes a lot of sense to do the bonus stream on Wednesdays. Speaking of which, this Wednesday stream, gonna be a fun one. The results for the Anime Awards are coming out, and I will be talking about the results. And we'll kind of go through the categories and talk about who won and who didn't. That'll be my next Pat Bear's Anime Club video. But I'm recording it live, which is I think is fun. All right, working on the face here. Let's see. We'll get it into if anime wins, we all lose. Okay, well, yeah, Hey, look, here's the thing, right? It's the Anime Awards, so not only are there winners, but then there are multiple losers. There you go. So they're still losing. So even in that, winners and losers. Let's see. Let's talk about this one weird trick that people don't want you to know about, aka a life hack, aka a thing I knew about and should have been doing for a while and didn't, that probably does not affect anybody watching, but maybe it will. Maybe somebody will hear this and be like, oh, all right, we're looking for one particular side bent piece here for the mouth. We're building the other part of the mouth here, so I gotta find one particular green piece, and I have a lot of green here. I have all of bag 8 ready to go. So let me just try to find this piece while I say life hack. If you are constantly feeling cold because you are in a room that has tile on the floor, and your feet, even Basak feet, are just sitting on this cold ass tile, and you're like, oh, I wish I could be warmer. Hello, welcome, Jedi Master. And you're like, oh, I wish I could be a little bit warmer in my current situation. Put a towel down. I got a bunch of towels. I got a big old fluffy bathroom towel there that full body towel that I folded into thirds, put at my feet, and now my feet are sitting, or instead of being on the cold tile, they're on a blanket or a towel or whatever. Oh, you got a little area rug you can throw underneath your desk? You could do that too. This is a thing that I certainly fucking knew about, and certainly could have done at any point since I moved into this room a couple weeks ago, and I didn't, and I feel foolish. I should have done this way sooner. It is absolutely a game changer. The life hack: put a towel down. Again, a thing that I should have thought of quite some time ago. I really goofed it. I goofed it. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just put a towel down. What was I thinking? So yeah, my feet way warmer right now. Really loving it. We'll close the mouth here on our friend, and then we'll put this there. Have you tried the new Yu-Gi-Oh game? I have not. So I mentioned this on stream, and that's fine that you didn't see it. That's okay. I think I only mentioned it once. So I used to play Duel Monsters, the Game Boy Advance games, the World Tournament Edition ones that came out like every other year. I played those for several years. I originally gotten the physical card game and then gave up on that pretty quickly, and then just bought like the official game and played a lot of hours. But then I stopped, probably around the time that DS came out, but whatever. Eventually, I just got out of it. Duel Monsters hasn't stopped. I stopped, but they haven't stopped adding stuff to that game, building it out, adding in, stuff based on the shows that I haven't kept up with, and just game has gotten way more complicated. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It didn't wait for me. So I watched a couple streams. I watched no, I watched both. I've watched people who have kept up with it, who know about the game. They even have like physical cards that they're invested in it. I've seen some of them play, and then I've also seen people who are like, I like card games. I'll give this a shot. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. So again, this is only three different people I've watched play. But one of my friends was like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore after like 2 hours of streaming, and went and played something else. It was just like, hey, I'm pretty good at card games and I like a lot of different card games. I don't enjoy this. And then I had a friend who was really sticking with it, but was just like, this is a lot to learn. So I think that if I was really going to get into Duel Monsters, it does have a pretty okay tutorial. That is good. But I think if I was going to have to get into Duel Monsters, I would have to make the commitment to get really into Duel Monsters. And I don't know if I'm ready to get really into Duel Monsters. You know what I mean? But it does sound fun, and I'm glad that some people seem to be enjoying it quite a bit. It's just not my thing. I got one card game I'm way into that is hard to explain to people that I play every day, and that's Hearthstone. But look, I could see myself someday, maybe, but probably not. All right. Oh, hey everybody. I want to talk about this thing. So after I was done streaming today, because I streamed for an hour playing Dorf Romantic today, which was fun. Dorf Romantic. Um, I was checking Twitter like you do. I mean, maybe you don't. If you don't, great. I do. I check Twitter, and I was going through some messages, seeing some stuff from some people. Seeing who put their foot in their mouth today, who was mad at other people, how you can't You can't delete your Gumroad store. You can deactivate your Gumroad store. You can't delete your account if you sell stuff on Gumroad. If you have less than $10 for them, because they can't send you less than $10 of profit. $10 is the minimum, but you can't close if you have a balance. So a bunch of people were like, I can't close my account unless I just give up on $8 or whatever, which is ridiculous, and probably not criminal, but definitely fucking sucks. Also, if you're like, hey, if you like email them and you're like, hey, I can't delete my account, please delete my account. They do say, hey, just so you know, I'm an employee here and we're not getting into NFTs. You don't have to worry about it. Which is not, first of all, not what the CEO has said. And secondly, just demonstrably false. Anyway, because there should be an asterisk after we're not involved in NFTs because the guy that we were going to have do art for them quit, which is how you know about that we were going to get involved in NFTs. Like, that isn't part of it. It also sucks that their customer service people have to fucking lie for the company. That just sucks that they're required to lie about it. It's bullshit. Anyway, I was reading up about that, reading about other people defending Joe Rogan, which is just like, what are you actually defending? What are you talking about? Whatever, lots of stuff like that. Then I see an unnamed friend of mine, a person I will not say who it is, was tweeting about a job they got. And I was thrilled to read about that. Sounded very cool. Again, won't say what it was. Loved all the tweets about the responsibility of comedians. Indeed, Lord Crash did. It was pretty fun yesterday. Twitter was pretty fun for that. So yeah, saw a lot of people talking about a lot of different things. But yeah, my friend was tweeting about a job that they got. They got a new job. It is a full-time job. They can keep their commitments. They can do something. It is in the production end of entertainment, and that is basically all I will say. But in them talking about this new job they got, I found out I didn't get that job. Because that Twitter message went out before I got my, hey, thanks so much for applying. We really blah, blah, blah. Because he got the go ahead to talk about it before they had told other people, myself included, that we didn't get the job, which is squarely on the people who are doing that. Now, do I always get rejection emails? No. Sometimes I don't get rejection emails at all, and I don't find out about a thing. Some of those jobs I never hear about. Sometimes I hear about jobs that I didn't get because eventually, I see it somewhere and I find it out, or it gets listed again on job websites, and I'm like, hey, that's a job I applied for 5 months ago. It looks like they're looking for someone new again, or they started the process over. I guess maybe I should reapply. Did I like that job? I can't remember. Was I interested in applying for that? Whatever. Anyway, this is no fault of my friend. This is clearly on the fault of people who should have sent rejection to people that were close to getting the job before they sent out the acceptance. I have found out this commercial I auditioned for. When I audition for commercials a lot, occasionally, you go in, you do your thing, you don't hear from them. That's fine. You never do. Sometimes those things just don't happen. Sometimes those commercials don't get made. And then other times you end up seeing it like a print ad for it, like in the subway, or you see it on, in front of something, and you're like, oh, that thing I auditioned for. Oh, that's the person who booked it. Cool. And sometimes that's a friend of yours. And sometimes it's James Urbaniak. Dr. Venture was in a web series as a reoccurring character in a paid for by some company sponsored but meant to look cheap web series. Uh, did a role that I auditioned for, and I thought that my friend, who would also audition right before me, had gotten it because he was so good, and I was like, oh, I bet he got it. But no, it was James Urbaniak. And that always felt great because I bet James doesn't remember doing that at all. But he was definitely a different vibe than me. So I was like, oh, they must have been looking at a lot of different people to pick Dr. Venture instead of me. That always made me laugh. That I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely wasn't getting that role. Uh, oh, Urbaniak, yeah, went viral the other day. Yes, very weird. Also, let's see, what else am I going to say? Let's see, other things I can tell you about that other people, famous people booked. Not famous. I auditioned. I did a joint audition with Donald Glover, Atlanta's own Childish Gambino. Uh, oh, when he joked about the guy that brought Rudy on The Masked Singer. Yes, yes. Yes, Rudy Giuliani, the Masked Singer. Yeah, he joked about that, and that tweet went viral. Yes. So, yes, Childish Gambino. You know about Donald Glover. He and I did a joint audition for a show that was terrible. It was awful, and we read the sides, and I was like, "Hey, uh, I basically was just like, hey, would you do us a solid? Can we do this again and just kind of like improvise a little bit, kind of ad lib a little bit? Donald and I know each other for a while. We hadn't actually done much comedy together. I mostly tech things that Donald was in, but we were like had a nice rapport enough. We knew who each other were. We were like, oh, cool. I get to read with someone I know. It was that kind of a vibe. So we at least had that. Oh, that actually, I do this wrong somewhere here. Hmm. Oh, I put the wrong. Put this on wrong. This is the wrong piece. This is supposed to be the longer extended one. I figured it out. I figured out what I did wrong, y'all. I was like, this doesn't look right because it wasn't. It wasn't right. Now it'll be right. Great. That's right now. Okay. Figured it out. Don't worry about me. Anyway, so I was like, hey, would you mind if like Donald and I improvised this thing a little bit? Uh, and they were like, sure, go for it. And we did. And basically, our improv was to take out all of the racist jokes out of it because they were like, it was fucking racist, y'all. This ended up becoming a TV show that was on Hulu where it was like they got like a named person because I was auditioning for the lead. And I can only imagine they were auditioning people that were like I don't know why they didn't offer the best. I have to assume that Donald turned down the best friend role, but it was like I believe if I remember correctly, one of the lines that originally that I had to say, and I did say, and then asked if I could, take a different stab at it. One of the lines I did have to say in it was, "Hey, excuse me, I don't speak Asian," because two Korean people were talking to one another in Korean, and I interrupted them as the character to say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I don't speak Asian." That's a line of dialogue that ended up in that show. Um, it was about a guy that can commune with ghosts. But what if he's a loser? What if he's like a psychic but like sucks? That was basically the premise of the show. But one of the ways that he sucked and was a loser was that he was like a garbage person. And I was just like, do you like wait? Do you want like down on? And I literally was like, is this guy down on his luck or shitty? And they said down on his luck, but every line of dialogue in the sides that I read for that role was shitty. So that was very fun to audition with uh to audition with Donald for something that I was like, oh, I wouldn't want this. I hope we don't. I hope I don't get this. So that was very fun. Let's see. I was in a pilot for HBO, um, where there was a character in it named Jesse Falcon. Lashbrook, it was a comedy. It was a comedy that where just like some of the jokes were shitty and not cool. Um, it was it was a very unfunny program. Wait. Oh, it goes like this. Okay. Uh, yeah, I mean, it was just like a situation comedy. Like it was like a loser dude, a guy with like the worst dude to have this job, just like going about his day, trying his best to be less shitty, not less shitty, but just be a shitty dude. Yeah, it was a situation comedy about a lovable loser that wasn't lovable, in my opinion. It was bad. Anyway, I was in a pilot for HBO. I may have told this story before because it's one of my favorite dumb stories to tell. So I was in a pilot for HBO that didn't air. It was we did a pilot presentation. It was Jason Mantzoukas, who you may know from How Did This Get Made, um, and Jessica St. Clair. Jessica St. Clair was in Playing House and BFF, and she's a phenomenal actress, very funny. Jason and Jessica had stage shows at UCB, and they had like written a pilot for a TV show that like a comedy show. Basically, the whole premise was that everyone knew, the audience watching knew that at some point these two characters were going to break up. They were in a relationship and were going to break up. And we were seeing towards the end of this relationship. And there were recurring characters. I auditioned for the role of Matt, and Matt was described as a bearded gentleman in his 20s, slightly overweight, wearing an anime T-shirt. You may have guessed that Matt was based on me. I auditioned for a character who was basically just me. Everyone that ended up getting cast as you only know Jason Mantzoukas from Cash or Trash. Indeed, Lashbrook, that's a good place to know Jason. Basically, they wrote a bunch of parts for people they liked. For the people who were in a writers group. Like Jason was working on a script. The character Jason was writing on a script, and we were other people in this group that were reading stuff. It was me, Chris Gethard, Bobby Moynihan, Eric Tenoy, who I don't think there's any reason for everybody to know Eric Tenoy, except that for the longest, here's why the world is small. Eric Tenoy's sister, for many years, no, sorry, Eric Tenoy's roommate is for many years how do I it's a hard thing to say. Okay, Eric Tenoy. I knew him from UCB. He was in this show or in the pilot. He had a roommate for many years. That roommate is the sister of Vinny Caravella's wife. Because one day Vinny was like, "Hey, do you know Eric Tenoy?" And I was like, "Why do you know Eric Tenoy?" And it's because his wife's sister was Eric's roommate for many years. So the name UCB had come up, and it was just like, oh, because the world is fucking small and great. Anyway, Eric was in it. Megan Nuringer, who is a great stand-up, who I've not seen in quite some time. Megan rules. Stand-up and improviser. Anyway, we all had bit parts in this. Chibi is one big family, indeed. What was I going to say? This was before SNL. This was when I was in my 20s, so this was in the late 2000s. Yeah, we were in it. It was very fun. There were Matt Walsh was in it. There were a couple other people that were in it that were like pretty great. There was a character in this show that was Jason's best friend, and that character's name was Jesse Falcon. Great name, right? That character name, so great. That character's name was from a real person who had been in the Upright Citizens Brigade theater scene and who had been on a team with Jesse for many years, named Jesse Falcon. They just named the character Jesse Falcon, and then Jesse auditioned for that role and didn't get the part. And you're like, he didn't get the role of Jesse Falcon. And you're like, well, okay, maybe they went with somebody who was more experienced as a more experienced actor than Jesse. No, they went with someone with less experience, a stand-up comedian named Mike Britt. That was his first acting role, and Mike is 100% not Jesse's vibe at all. It was like a total weird recasting. They just basically were like, we want to go in a different direction. I should tell you that this has happened to Jesse Falcon more than once. Jason and Brian Husky, and I don't remember who the third person was, wrote another thing where there was a character named Jesse Falcon that Jesse auditioned for and didn't get. That pilot didn't get picked up either. And then also, there was a character on Children's Hospital named Jesse Falcon that Jesse also auditioned for and didn't get. But then later, Jesse did play a different character on Children's Hospital, so it all worked out. But there's 3 different times where Jesse auditioned for the role of Jesse and didn't get it. Now, for me, in my role, did I wear an anime t-shirt to my audition? Yes. Did I tell the casting person, I think this character was written based on me? No. Did I laugh when in the casting agent's office, the green room or waiting room, I was talking with other people who I knew who were auditioning to basically play themselves. There was a guy there who was auditioning that none of us knew, and he was auditioning for one of our roles because they still had to see other people, right? Like, that's the thing, right? Like, Jessica and Jason sent their list of people they like to see. Well, somebody else who's doing casting still wants to see their regulars because there are people that they like and would like to get on an HBO pilot. So there were still other people that we didn't know going in, and one of those people was telling us about how they were doing stuff at Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, and neither myself nor Chris. Oh, have a good night, Harold. Thanks for renewing your sub. Thanks for being here. Neither myself nor Chris wanted to tell this dude, yeah, we're at there. We don't know you. Like my full-time job was being the head tech, and I didn't know who that person was. And Gethard was on a house team, like a weekend house team, and was like well established. And both of us had been there a very fucking long time. Thank you very much. This dude was like taking a class and was saying that he was like definitely going to be on the main stage soon. And it was just like, oh no, buddy. So we just kind of nod our heads, because also I could maybe understand at that time not knowing who I was, because if you hadn't like put up a show, you wouldn't run into me. You wouldn't know who I was at the time. But he definitely should have known who Chris was. Like, it was very hilarious that he didn't know Gethard. That was very fun. I'm trying to think if there were any other things I auditioned for. I mean, it was just like that, like famous people got. Like, I don't know. I think that's it. I think like I did like. I auditioned for a Super Bowl commercial. It was a commercial that aired during the Super Bowl. And I can't remember who got it, but they were like, oh, Gabers got that. That's right. So here's the thing I can tell you about auditioning that happened to me all the time is I was auditioning for things in New York that were non-union generally, because I did not have representation. I was not in any unions. So it was non-union, non-rep stuff. It was stuff that I was getting through people who knew me, that wanted to see me in something, that thought I'd be right for things. Also, when I was auditioning heavily, this was the miraculous period of time where a large gentleman was the leading man, the comedic lead, not the best friend. The Seth Rogen years were incredible for people of my stature, my height and weight. Because Seth Rogen, this was before Zach and Miri. Seth Rogen was just doing hit after hit after hit, and he was like a large, schlubby dude that was nailing it. Jack Black had also done a lot for folks of my size and style, although my energy is definitely not Jack Black energy. I can't pull that shit off. Anyway, I was getting way more auditions than I usually would, mainly because Seth Rogen types. Seth Rogen was big, so they got to do a bunch of other stuff with Seth Rogen types, especially commercials. Commercials often reflect television and movie like stuff that are happening there, kind of trickle down into commercials. So anyway, I auditioned for this commercial where it is a Super Bowl ad, and basically you just have to act like a nonsense person, and like it is a commercial for the Super Bowl for America's Got Talent. So it is not people who have competed on America's Got Talent. It is fake people that have been rejected from it, was the premise. And I was going to be one of those fake people, and I was going to sing a song that they could get the rights to, and then I would get sprayed with a hose. And they kept saying, now it'll be a real hose if you get it, but right now we're not going to spray you with a hose. And they kept saying that like I'm an idiot. Like I didn't know that in an audition where they weren't going to pay me, they weren't going to spray me with a fire hose. I should point that out. Not a garden hose, a fire hose. Like they were going to spray me off. But they still needed to see what it would look like if I got sprayed with a fire hose. So I had to act like I'd gotten sprayed with a fire hose. I had to sing any song I wanted, badly, on purpose, and then get sprayed with a fire hose. And that was my fucking audition for this thing. So I do it. I do the thing. I do my audition, and I don't get it. Which, you know, Super Bowl money. Now, it wasn't a Super Bowl ad. It was an ad during the Super Bowl for an NBC show, which is different. But it was still going to... So it wouldn't have been, like, life-changing money, but it was going to be, like, very fucking good money. And I didn't get that ad. John Gabris got it. You may know John Gabris. He has the High and Mighty podcast. He's got a bunch of podcast stuff. He's done some stuff on Comedy Bang Bang. Gabris is what I like to call better me. Gabris is a better version of Gabris. Is the guy you get if you're looking for that guy. And then if you can't get Gabris, you try to get someone like me. And that is not. I am not trying to speak down on me. I am just saying that John Gabris has like way more energy than I do. He is a physical comedian in areas I am not. He can move his bodies in ways I definitely can't. In the same way that I don't have Jack Black energy. And when I have auditioned for Jack Black things, it is, when they're looking for Jack Black types, I didn't get that shit because that's not who I am. That's not my vibe. Gabris would get booked. And I would eventually see things and be like, oh, like I would see Gabris and be like, ah, shit. There were several dudes. Some dudes I knew in the room. Some dudes I didn't when it was like time for big guys to come through. If they were looking for somebody older, they would be like Billy Merritt, who's this great improviser and actor. Billy fucking rules. I miss Billy. He's out in LA. I haven't seen him in years. Billy's great. Billy was older than me and would kind of get the older roles of like big heavyset bartender that's not Italian. He would also audition for a lot of stuff that he would lose out to minor, like reoccurring guys from The Sopranos. Like that, he was just never going to get like those jobs. I wouldn't get those jobs either, but he wouldn't. All right, we're now finally in bag 8, so we're getting there. We're getting close. Anyway, there were a bunch of dudes. Gavin, my buddy Gavin Spieler, who was like short and stocky and incredibly funny. All these dudes were talented. Don't get me wrong, but we were like part of the big guy crew, and I was never gonna book stuff when one of those folks were in the room because they were great and I was good. I will say that almost everything I have ever booked in my life, be it television bits or web series or independent movies, I have been asked to be in it almost exclusively. It is stuff that Broad City was. Hey, we're trying to get people in who are in the web series. We have this bit where you come in and read like these three things, and I went and read three things. They went with one of them. But they knew which one they wanted me for. This had me read a bunch of things, but they knew. Um, uh, the late night bits that I have done. Scott Rogowski is doing a trivia thing for Tums, like the Antacid, like get paid, but that's a weird combo. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you know, uh, baseball podcasts much, don't always pay the bills, right? Do what you got to do. Uh, One of the people that took over for Scott, Tim Dunn, is working for a different app that is a trivia app that is very similar to HQ you know, um, and I have not checked it out, but he's working. Tim was one of the later hosts that was still popular. There's no Scott, obviously, but he was still popular, and people did like what Tim was doing. Tim Dunn, great dude. Um, anyway, yeah, basically everything I've ever gotten. I will say, it did take the world over a bit. You're not wrong. I did do one role that was not what I originally was offered. I am in an episode of the last season of Difficult People where I play an audience member who unfortunately is written in IMDb as Trump Guy. That was a different character in a different episode, and I have not been able to get that corrected because I don't have premium. I've not been able to get that changed to audience member. Anyway, I'm an audience member in one episode of Difficult People, which is fun. I was happy to do it. Glad they cast me. But I originally was um, hello, Iron Hide the Fourth. So I originally auditioned for the episode of Difficult People that I am in. There is a character running a daytime talk show. Um, and it's Larry Wilmore. So it is like as if Larry Wilmore was playing himself that he's hosting a daytime talk show, and the character that I had auditioned for was the like TV producer. Not right for me. Not the right job for me. I went in and read it. It was good. They went with someone who like actually knows Larry, and they got to like bid around, and it was really fun, and like did a great job. But I did get cast as an audience member because they liked me. They liked me from the audition. So when they and it was like obviously like less work, less pay, but it was some lines. Uh, so they brought me in for that. Uh, and this is a very rare thing, folks. It's not rare to audition for one thing and get offered something else. That happens, right? It's very rare to see the thing you auditioned for and didn't get happen in front of you because I got cast in as a different part in the same scene. So I was just watching an actor do the part that I had auditioned for, but they got it, and I did a different part. Also, it was weird because I was with they brought me in to do the lines. They had the extras there way longer because you can just pay extras nothing to be there for hours. But because I had a line or a dialogue, they brought me in different, and so the people were like, "Who the fuck is this dude that's just coming in the last minute and then has lines? We don't have lines." Of course, it did not also let them know that I certainly was being paid more than they were. But I wasn't like I didn't have any special treatment. I was just like, doing a different role. My special treatment was they just brought me in later. Um, that's very rarely happened to me. But it was a very unique experience to see someone to see the role that I had auditioned for like actually happen. Because most of the time you just see a commercial or a thing comes out. Often they don't come out. They just never come out, so you never see it. But rarely do you actually get to see the thing that you had went out for in person. Very strange. But yeah, most of the stuff I auditioned for has been like offered to me, or like I went in for an audition knowing I was getting it, that kind of thing. It's very, very infrequent that I've gone in and like gotten something just sight unseen. Um, like I didn't even audition for the short film I was in with a bunch of people. It was just like I coached this dude's improv group for a number of years, and he was casting something and was like, "I think you'd be great for this." And I was like, "Yeah, all right." And it paid, and I was like, "Sure." Never came out because it was a short film that was self-funded. Ooh, I was in. I did. I wasn't in so many, but I did crew for so many short films, independent short films, no budget, non-union short films that just never saw the light of day. Never heard about them. Never came out. Um, I did background for a movie, a full length. Oh, Lord Cratchit wants me at the ska button. I will in just 1 second. I did background for a full length movie, independent movie that I'm not in at all. I watched the movie. None of my scenes made the cut, which is fine. They paid me. It's fine. Uh, Thank you for using your channel points, Lord Crashington. Yeah, so Scott2 Network did have a new song. The great thing, Scott2 Network puts out their covers late at night, and I don't watch them late at night because it'll get me too amped to then go to bed. Like, I'm just like, no, I don't want to see your 1 a.m. upload. Like, no, Scott2 Network, I gotta check that out tomorrow. I do think that is very funny because it's just like, no, you'll get me too hyped, and then I'm gonna try to fall asleep. Um, Wait, what did I miss? I did miss. I missed a whole thing there. I did. I was like, this isn't right. Um, Amped up on ska, indeed. Trying to remember if there's any other. Oh yeah, that full length movie. The weird thing about that movie, which the name I cannot remember, is that it was not a. It was a horror comedy, and when I saw it, it was like 55 minutes. They cut everything down. Um, it wasn't a comedy anymore. They recut the movie as an actual horror movie. But everyone in it were comedians, and they were all trying to be funny. And so they were, so some of the comedians were trying to be funny, and you could see them cut around that. And then some of the comedians were just trying to like play a character and play it up, and various degrees of success. I am in one horror comedy called Fear Town, USA. It is an anthology, like a sketch anthology horror movie. I play like the guy giving advice at the party. It was very fun. I don't get murdered or nothing. I just get to hang out. That was very fun. I cooked barbecued on the grill. That was a good time. Um, I wish I had gotten to do like more in that movie because it was fun. But yeah, they cut a bunch of my lines in there too. Of course they did. It was unnecessary. It was like a teen advice, like like the part in the comedy where like the teen romance comedy where like a character gets like some like heartfelt advice and then like fucks up again. In case this part was fucked up again, and was getting murdered. Um, but yeah, I don't know, been in a few things. This was a weeks ago that somebody was just like, "Hey, I just saw you in like a movie." I was like, "Oh yeah, I had forgotten about Fear Town, USA." I had to look up the name of it because I couldn't remember. Brian Bassam directed that. Uh, Former coworker. But I had forgotten the name of that movie because I was just like, "Oh, I don't know what that was called." Um, it was fun to do. Is there anything else I want to talk about here? Anyway, that job, going all the way back to that, uh, it would not have affected my streams. I would have been tired because it was still going to be a lot of work, and maybe like I would have to like check my phone, like I'd have to be like available. But it was a job that I could have done and done all of this. good times. So I was sad that I didn't get that job because, I am still actively pursuing work. And it wasn't like it wasn't definitely like what I'm qualified to do. But it was something that like not qualified to do. It wasn't something like in my like field, but I was really qualified to do it, and I would have done a good job. And it was like adjacent, and like I'll take adjacent any day of the week. Also, it had health insurance, and that would have been nice. Would nice to have health insurance again, like full health insurance, and not just like whatever insurance. That would have been pretty cool. Oh well, didn't make it happen. The grind continues, friends. Keep on that grind. After the pause of the cause, which will come at some point, but not right now. We'll talk about a manga and 2 anime, one of which is very weird. Thing that's been running since November, but I just found out about it and it is just bizarre. I'm excited to talk about that. Very strange. Lots of layers in that one. Anyway, talk about that. I guess we can get a little bit into some video games. I am just playing Hearthstone and starting to run into yesterday was supposed to play Halo with a bunch of people. We did not have enough people in our Halo crew to play Halo. And so we were playing with randos, and it wasn't as fun playing with randoms. I think I'm slowly losing my Halo crew. A couple people are just like not as available as they were. Few people have been checking out Dying Light and trying to get into that because the single player grind is a little more their speed. So right now I'm like, oh no. I hope more people will come and like I hope we get some of them back because playing Halo with friends is the best way to play Halo. So hopefully we can drag a few of them back eventually. Because it's not going to be as fun if we don't get them back involved. But yeah, that's been a lot of my game. And what are y'all playing? Anybody playing anything? Checking anything out? Watching anything? Watching more of the Catheter Ray dude, who is a tech YouTuber, liking his stuff. Got a good vibe about him. Does a lot of stuff with old cameras, which I'm not interested in, but he's interested in, and I like that. I'm watching a lot of that. Of course, played Dork Romantic today. That was fun to play, stream a little bit. That was nice. Yeah, I don't know if I have any other things to talk about games wise, but if you've been playing any games, you can let me know in the chat. Always like to hear from y'all. Hear what you're up to, what you're playing. I do know what I'm building next. I'm going to work on the Sky Zero. I think that's what it's called. The Wing Gundam Sky Zero is the next one. That is the Wing Gundam repaint from Battle Log that won the $10 poll. So I will be checking, so I'll be playing that. That'll be the next thing. Oh, Parlis is got really into Vampire Survivors. Nice. I checked that out. Didn't seem like it was for me, but I liked the vibes that it had, and I know quite a few people that are way into that. So I'm glad you got way into it. Yeah. This doesn't want to line up. Okay, so this looks like this. I'm going to check this, make sure this is all accurate. This is accurate. This is accurate. And I take this, and this wants to go like in the middle. But whoops, yeah. This doesn't want to do what I want it to do. No. Okay, so this is like this. This looks like this. Yeah, this all looks right. This is going to go here and line up like this. But then when I pop it down, it doesn't. And I don't know why. You'll have to give me a second. I watched Bioforge and Backflip series on GB. Fun to see them try to figure out an old PC game like that works in the modern age. Oh yeah. Those are some good series. I need to start Wilder Myth and maybe SIFU or SIFU. Yeah. And I can't remember if I mentioned it or was even doing the time of the last stream, but I saw a clip of someone playing Revengeance. You did mention you had the urge to play Revengeance, but instead you played Bayonetta 2, which you never got that far in. Yes, you did say that the last stream. Hey, y'all, I can't figure this shit out. Why is this not working? This should just line up perfectly fine, and it's not. This goes fine, but then the bottom one doesn't. And now I'm like, what did I do wrong? This looks right. So this looks right. Ooh, are there... Oh. This is wrong. There we go. Now I figured it out. I missed a whole line of 1x2s. There's a whole line of 1x2s that need to go on here that I didn't do, and that's why it wasn't working. Metal Gear Rising is so good. Oh, yeah. I think it's pronounced Sifu. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't pretend to know Chinese, and I know that is a Chinese word. Yeah. There's so many reasons why that's not the game for me. One, those style of games are not for me, and two, just the whole like, we're really into this culture. We're a bunch of white dudes that is just like, yikes, yikes. But mostly it's just that style of game is not a game that I go for. CEO of Platinum heard I was playing beta 2, decided to let me know they're not going to make those games anymore. Yes, Platinum is moving towards like big, never-ending online games, which makes sense. But you think they just do like one of those, not like that's where we're going in the future. Lord Crashman says, had a good birthday yesterday. Happy birthday with your parents, with some food and cake. Played some Sifu afterwards, and that game is rad but hard. Well, that new game they're making is one of those, right? Yes. So apparently, Platinum is going to be focusing. They're going to move away from the games that they make that people really like, and focusing on the games that other people like, but not necessarily the people that buy every Platinum game may or may not like. But they're definitely not going to make the games that they're known for. So that's fun. They're going to focus on other games that they may or may not be good at. And maybe they are. Maybe this will be like great, and even more people than the people that they buy all their games will buy these games, and it'll do great. And then maybe people who work there will break away and form their own studios to make the games that they actually want to make, that are different from those games, and everyone will win. Well, who knows? I don't know. There. But it's weird. And also, I haven't played a lot. Like, I don't play a lot of Platinum's games because they don't make a lot of games that they make a lot of games that are stylistically stuff that I'm super into, but not like gameplay wise or stuff I'm super into. They just don't. That's just not my style. But I do know that a lot of people love their games. So that is yeah, that news was like, oh, well, it's just pivoting what kind of games they make. It's not like, it could be worse. Could be worse. All right. Now we're getting close to finishing the head of this thing. Again, I think we'll be able to finish this tonight. If I have to go past 11 p.m. to finish this, I will. I don't think I'll have to. I think this will be like the full stream, but we'll get this done. They tease what our project GG will be more live service based. Yes, they're basically going to focus on live service stuff. And again, like, if that's what they need to do to survive, then yeah, all right, they're gonna make the decisions that seem best for them. It's just like not what they're known for, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing. But they do make games that are beloved, and it looks like they're not gonna make. That's not what their focus is gonna be. Yeah. But yeah, if I have to go past 11 p.m. to finish this up, I will, and with no regrets. And let's see. I'm gonna retweet my tweet. Let's see if we get a few more friends to come by tonight. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a few more friends to join us. A little light on the tonight, but that's okay. All right, we got more to build with the head of our friend here, our soulless friend here, which we will do after the cause. And I'll go through this fast because we're a little light tonight, which is okay. I'm just going to talk about ways you can support the channel. All of the things I'll talk about tonight are optional. None of these are things you have to do. Good. Welcome, old man. Hello. Golem says it's a fun build. It is. This is a fun build. This Lego set has been great. And I've enjoyed doing it. I would like to bring it to the end because right before I built this Lego set, I finished up a real grade kit that's over there that took a very long time to build as well. So I've done two like multi-streams, like 3 to 4 stream builds in a row. So I'm excited about building a high grade next that won't take too long to do. But before we get back into the Lego, just a couple of minutes of me talking about ways you can support the channel. All of the things I'm going to be talking about here are optional. None of these things are things you have to do, but if you would like to do them, you're welcome to. Let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Moat in the chat. If you are a subscriber or you're tier 2, you get the Scythe, the Moat. Everybody else gets the Lego and the Bear Cave Moat. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do if you want to spend a little money with me. $5 a month using Prime Gaming Token or cash money, like Harold did earlier when Harold renewed. Aristvan, of course, has that tier 2. You could gift a sub if you want to do that. Gifting a sub, a way to support somebody in the community. If you're already a subscriber, you want to throw in a couple bucks to help somebody else out so they get to get some emotes and not see ads. You know, that's a small thing, but you can join the gift sub leaderboard. Bits and coins also always appreciated. Again, none of these things are necessary, but we like to see the numbers go up. I'm currently at 38 subscribers. We'd love to get back up to 50. 50 is where we like to be because it means that I'm pretty much guaranteed a payout every month. Like, I don't think I'm getting a payout probably for this last month. It's okay. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Throwing in those rah emotes. Rah. Nothing to do with me, but rah rules, of course. So yeah, if you want to gift a sub or you want to, if you were gifted a sub, you want to convert that to a regular subscription, they don't charge you, so your gift sub is over, which is nice. But there are, of course, other ways to support me because you can't just do one platform. You got to be multi-platform. And I got a Patreon because I am a creator. So, of course, I have a Patreon, patreon.com/PatBear. $1, $3, $5, and $10 tiers. Take a look at them. Maybe there's a tier that speaks to you. If you don't want to go through Twitch, that's an option. If you want to support me for free, you could subscribe to my YouTube because my youtube.com/PatBear. Of course, subscribing to that is free, but there's also memberships. If you want to get my Wednesday videos on a Tuesday, you can subscribe there and you get them a day early, so you get my Wednesday video that I'm putting up tomorrow. It is about a place with a ridiculous name. I'll tell you that. Just my teaser for tomorrow. People can see the video that everyone else can see on Wednesday. Pretty good. Do you remember about a town in Australia with a fun name? Pretty good. Let's see. Direct donations. I also do that. If monthly doesn't work for you, but you want to support me on occasion, you could do a direct donation. Everything I make through direct donations, YouTube, both AdSense and memberships, Patreon, and Twitch goes into a fund where I take money out and I buy model kits and equipment with it. So the stream deck I'm using there came from that funds. The kit I will be building next came from that, from contributions from people like you. It means a lot to me that anybody wants to support what I do, so I appreciate that. And again, none of these things are things you have to do, but if you'd like to, that'd be great. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I have an Amazon wish list. So I'm going to be starting a new model kit next. But if you would like me to build something that you get to decide in the future, you could buy something off my Amazon wish list, and it'll be the next thing in the queue. It'll jump my backlog of kits, and I'll work on that. I've got stuff for pre-order, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, some 30-minute missions in there, some master grades, some high grades, kits that are way too expensive, kits that have Amazon Prime free shipping, and some equipment at the bottom because having equipment is fun, including an on-air box, like a light box that just illuminates on air. there's no reason for me to have that, but I wanted to put something silly in there in case that's something that appeals to you. And you were like, I would like you to have that, Pat. Um, that is just an option. But I got a little bit of equipment there, and you could pick something up there that you think would be cool, or a model kit. And again, I'll shoot a video separate about it, and it'll jump the queue. My alternative to that is you could get a gift card at USA Gundam Store. You go to USA Gundam Store, you buy a gift card, you get a code in your email, no physical cards, and then you send me that code, DM me on Twitter. Send me that code. I'll take it. I'll buy something from USA Gundam Store. That's my alternative to the old Amazon. It's nice to have an alternative. And again, it'll jump the queue. I have a Discord. You can join my Discord. That's a way to support me for free. Nice people there chatting about stuff. I post build photos, post a link to the videos and stuff that I make. So you can check that out. In case you missed it, I did a top 10 list for Giant Bomb for the year 2021, but instead of talking about video games, I talked about anime. This is my second year in a row where they let me talk about anime instead of video games, which is very kind of them. So if you were like, I didn't watch much anime last year or any anime last year, check a look at that. Maybe something will spring out to you. I've had several people say they started watching stuff based on my recommendations and they're liking it. No one so far has said, hey, I started watching the show and I don't like it, which is great. But maybe they will. Anyway, and if you're like, oh, I don't want to read, Pat. I'd rather watch a video after the stream is done. Well, I did a video version of that, Pat Baer's Anime Club. So you can watch that there. And a reminder, my next Pat Baer's Anime Club, I'm recording it live on stream this Wednesday. And it won't take like as long as some of my other Anime Club streams. So after that, we're going to play this silly web browser game that I believe Lashbrook recommended to me called Damn Dog. If it wasn't Lashbrook, I apologize to the person that did recommend it, but I thought it was Lashbrook. But yeah, I'm playing this thing called Damn Dog, which is just a silly little web browser game, and we'll play that together. Do You Remembaer is an ongoing video series I do every Wednesday where I read a Wikipedia article and then do my best to remember every detail from that Wikipedia article and tell you about it. And this one was about a 19-year-old who has circumnavigated the globe. She is the youngest person to ever do it. The second youngest, the person that was the youngest woman to ever do this, is 30 years old, and she is 19. So that is fucking wild. And she also did it in a microplane, and she's the first person to ever circumnavigate the globe in that kind of aircraft. Zara rules, and I talked about Zara, and I remembered, I think, a good amount of what Zara was up to. So I was happy about that. Anyway, we'll talk about some manga, and then we'll talk about some anime in just a moment. We'll start with manga here. I'm going to drink a little water, and we'll get back to building in just a second. Let me hit the dramatic transition. Oh, that's some cold water. Hell yeah, cold water. All right, we'll get back to building here in just a second. And I will tell you some stuff about Dungeon Sherpa. Dungeon Sherpa is a weird manga. I've only read 5 chapters, and I will say this. I maybe should have waited longer to talk about it, but I also don't know if I'm going to keep reading it. So Dungeon Sherpa is the story of a Dungeon Sherpa. Not every fantasy show. This is not an isekai. It's not a reincarnation story. This is just a fantasy story manga. Often, it happens on occasion that the concept of the Sherpa, the person who is carrying, like a porter, that is carrying items for a party that also knows the dungeon they're exploring. Sometimes in some of these things, the porter is hired and knows the party all the time. They're part of the crew. In this case, it is somebody who like lives in the town and people came and then like work with them. That is their deal. This dude is taking care of his little sister. He is looking out for her and working the dangerous job of being a porter. And we find out later that the reason why he's so good at being a porter is because he has his unique ability is stamina. He has way more stamina than most people, so he doesn't get tired as easily as normal, so that he can do this job as long as he's with people that are going to protect him. He doesn't necessarily have a lot of cool abilities, but he has ability that is very good for a Sherpa to have. He gets a request that he initially is like, I should probably turn this down, but eventually he accepts it. He is going to go on a quest. They're going to try to get to the bottom of this dungeon. No one's ever gotten to this bottom dungeon. They're going to break the dungeon. This has never happened before. So he is going to Sherpa this crew. And it's like this incredible swordswoman is the leader of this crew. She's called the Black Princess. We find out later that her two abilities are that she can resurrect monsters that she's killed or that have been killed that become like her servants, and then she can also restore them. It doesn't work on humans; it only works on monsters, but they pair together very well. She's with like martial arts user and one that also uses magic, and then it's like high-ranking wizard dude that's always floating. Like he's just always floating, and he like hooks his cane to our Sherpa so he can like get dragged along. And yeah, they're a high-ranking party, but also like they basically eventually have like an army of people. And you get the sense that like this is going too well, right? And chapter 5 ends with the appearance of what appears to be some sort of demon or monster that can communicate with them, and appears out of nowhere and appears in the Oasis, where Oasis's monsters shouldn't be able to be in. So things are not good, and that's where we leave off. And I said I wasn't sure if I should have waited until there were more chapters that I could have talked about, or if but I also don't know if I'm going to keep reading it. Like, I don't know. I don't really love any of the characters right now. Like, I like the Sherpa dude, but I don't haven't had a reason to like be super into him. I kind of like the wizard, who also seems like he might be shady. But I don't know yet, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I have enough information to make a decision if this is like a thing I would like to keep reading. So I don't know if I would pick it up in the future. Go on, so easy, and then this didn't go on. Sorry, just like trying to figure this out. Okay, yeah, this goes like that. I don't know why that looked like it was difficult, but it wasn't. It wasn't. But that's Dungeon Sherpa. Again, don't know if I would keep reading it, but I like the premise. I do like that it's an action series, a fantasy action series, but it's not isekai. It's not a reincarnation, and I do like those style of shows. But it's fun to just read an adventure series now and again, just something a little different. And now let's talk about some anime. So let's talk about Sasaki and Miyano, which is on Funimation, which is high school students, I believe freshman and a senior, they have a meet cute, and they start hanging out, and maybe there's gonna be more. Our young friend is super into boys love media, like reading boys love comics and stuff, and he starts to notice that like, wait, am I in a not like meta, am I in a boy's life story, but he's like, wait, am I in like a romantic situation? So it's like cute. I've only watched a couple episodes. I'm gonna keep watching because I really did like what I've seen so far, because it does have it's very cute. And it's not like some shows have subtext and some shows have text. And this show is more text. Like this is good. This is definitely more akin to like Given, in that like this is not going to just be like two guys that are super into one, that they're just best friends. That's not what we're doing here, which is great, because we should have text. We should definitely have text. because that, why not? Why not go for it? Because I've certainly watched plenty of things that I was just like, oh, come on, I come on, these characters are very much in love with each other. Just like fucking go for it. What are we doing here? So that's not this one. So I liked it. I think I'm gonna keep watching it. I've been enjoying it so far. It has been just like a nice story. I'm sure there's gonna be drama and some heartache and some like misunderstandings because there's gotta be. It's not just like not chill. It's not trying to be a chill story. So I can imagine there being some confrontations and some stuff going on there. Well, right now it's pretty fucking great. So that is Sasaki and Miyano. And then I want to talk to you about an anime that is available to watch on YouTube. You can look this up on YouTube. It is called, in other words, Sketch. So you can find it there. It does have, you hit the closed captioning. You can get English language subtitles. This is a fucking weird thing to talk about because this is a really weird show. And I don't know where to start with it. There's 3 things you need to know about it. The plot, how it's delivered, and where it came from. And we'll start with how it's the plot, because I think the plot is the easiest thing for me to explain to you. So we'll start with the plot. Here's the plot of, in other words, Sketch. 2 girls who had never met in person that were internet friends. They meet for the first time and they get on a plane to go on vacation together. The plane crashes and disappears, and everyone else disappears, and they're on an island that used to be inhabited or may still be inhabited, but they can't figure that out. So these 2 girls have like a video camera to document, like in case someone finds it, and also maybe keep themselves from losing touch with reality. And they pass the time by exploring this place. And the thing that brought them together, there's this sketch group from the 90s that they love. And so they are reenacting these 2-person sketches that they've memorized as a way to, and they're filming it because they've been filming whatever. So they just stumble into like something comes up and it reminds them of this comedy gag or comedy bit that they used to do or that they love, and they'll just like do that comedy bit. So that's the premise of this thing. It's 10-minute episodes. The style of this is that they are basically VTuber models, like VTuber riggings. And the backgrounds are real photos and of real locations in Japan. So they're animated, kind of, but they don't get animated that much. And it's this weird thing where it's like, are these VTubers or not? Are these like VTube actresses doing this? What's going on here? It looks so weird. And also, because it's being recorded, sometimes it is in like looking like it's recorded on a phone. Now, and it's very fucking weird. So the premise is a little wild. The execution is weird. And now the weirdest part. You know how I said they reenact or they act out these sketches from the 90s of this sketch group that they like, right? They're real sketches. The bulk of this show is finding excuses for these 2 characters to reenact classic sketch comedy from the sketch comedy duo Folk Dance Narukuzaka. So Folk Dance de Narukuzaka was a 2-person sketch group in the 90s that they broke up in like 1999. And one of them had a brain hemorrhage and died in 2006, very young. And the other one died in 2019. So both of these people are dead and have nothing to do with this production of their material done by what looked to be VTubers in this 10-minute animated thing that's on YouTube and not on television. And I just found out about this today. And now I'm telling you about it. And I don't fucking know what to do with this information. I've seen a few of these sketches on like a DVD in like the 2000s. I barely know anything about these dudes. Very hard to find information about them in English, other than English translations of the notice of both of their deaths. And it's like, what is this? What am I, like, what the fuck is happening? Like, is it for like trying to teach a new generation about this classic comedy, but you can't watch them do sketches because they're both passed away, so you can watch this animated thing? But why is it two girls doing it? And why are they doing it because they're on a deserted island? And why is the medium they're doing it in VTubers, but with like regular non-animated, like legit 3D backgrounds, like real world backgrounds? Why is that a part of it? Why is, in other words, sketch a thing? And why did I watch 3 out of the 5 episodes? And why am I going to watch the other 2? And also find out when like new episodes come out and watch all of them. I don't understand what's happening, but it is happening. This is a real thing that exists. And it's fucking wild, y'all. I found out about this yesterday, and I couldn't wait. Like, I can't believe I didn't talk about this fucking thing during my stream, like when I was playing Door for Antique. Like, because I was like sitting there going, like, tonight I'm going to talk about this weird ass shit. I can't wait to talk about this weird ass shit with Chad. And Chad is not saying anything about this incredibly weird thing that I watched called, in other words, sketch. But it's out there, and it's weird as fuck. It's so weird, y'all. I don't know what else to say. Why does it exist the way it does? I don't know. We got our one decal we're putting on our thing. I'm not sure what to say, to be honest. This Ghost Valve. I understand. Like, I know I'm throwing a lot at you here by telling you that this thing exists, but it's like a sketch duo from the 90s there who are no longer with us, their material being presented in an anime, but it's like VTuber modeling, like skeletal models over real backgrounds, doing the sketches, with the premise being that they're doing these sketches so they don't lose their minds and don't crack under the pressure of the fact that they are, like in the first video, they talk about like, we're doing this so that maybe someday somebody will see these videos and know what happened here. So does the show tell you about the history of the sketch, or did you find that out others? No, last week. So I heard about this because I was reading on a forum about how, hey, is anybody else watching the weirdest anime of the season? And I was like, ooh, what's that? It's not that baseball anime, but the gang's playing future baseball, is it? No, what is it? And I looked it up and then read like a description of it, which mentioned folk dance. And then I went and watched it. And I was like, what am I watching right now? And then I did a little bit of research about who folk dance were, because I'm not super familiar with them. And then later realized when I was watching one of the episodes, I'm like, I've seen this sketch before. It's, most of their sketches are very like Manza, which we talked about. There was an anime about that, and there's a manga that I'm reading about Manza as well. Excuse me, this like 2-person sketch style performance. So a lot of it is Manza, but it's not fully Manza, because they do a lot of characters where mostly Monza is situations. But yeah, it is very bizarre to see this. I can't imagine watching it knowing the group, like watching like early to mid '90s sketch group, and then in 2022 watching this anime and like seeing those sketches again. Like, what if like I mean the direct connection between Monza and American comedy is the Sklar brothers or like Laurel and Hardy. Like, what if you watched two anime girls do Who's on First? That's kind of what I'm talking about here. But also, they were on a desert island, uh, or no, desert, no, a deserted island. I love the Sklar Sizzler Crash. Yes, the Sklar brothers do Monza. They do like conversations back and forth. They do fast paced presentational comedy. They're the best example of American Monza. Nobody else actually does that style of comedy in the United States. They're the closest thing. Like their years ago, their radio, like tuning the dial, their radio announcers bit where they're doing it together, is pretty Monza. It's actually just like a weird art form that does actually derive from Laurel and Hardy and that style, but it's held in Japan and still performed mostly in Osaka. Um, so it is weird to have anyone fucking doing it, let alone VTuber looking ass anime girls. Weird as hell. All right, we got our baby Yoda here. We got our baby. We got our child. It's the child. It's the child plaque. The placard that you can put next to your child. We fucking finished it, y'all. We did it. I got a bunch of extra pieces here. We'll start organizing our wing, but we did it. We got an orb. We can ponder an orb. Got a mouth on there. We can open up a little bit. Move the head around a bit, not much, but we can pivot. Doesn't do a whole lot, but we did it. We finished this thing. Aristofan is gifting 5 subs. Which rules. We're gonna hit the old applause there. Hit the old applause. Thank you very much. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site the moat in the chat. Thank Aristofan and welcome Firestar Man, Astronauta, Gulf, Delta Prime, and Gilded Creed. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for gifting those subs. We are now at 43 out of 50. Trying to get back up to that big 5-0, but we're not. It's okay if we don't do that right now. And I gotta change this to 43. Great, we did it. Thank you very much for gifting those subs. Appreciate it very much, Aristofan. And if you're in chat right now, folks, you can say thank you to Aristofan for that. We do have some extra pieces here, which is great. Always nice to have some extra pieces. I'm going to take some photos of this, and then we'll talk about the Wing Zero, the Sky Zero, I should say, which is the next thing that we'll be building. And we'll get a little bit of it done. I probably won't even take a photo of what we're doing with that, but we'll get started on that because I just want to focus on finishing this, and then next stream we can be like, hey, Thursday stream, we can be like, oh, we're doing it. We've got this new thing. It'll be good. Barely had to use my part separator, which is great. Always nice when I don't have to use that. But yeah, got it. I'm gonna take a couple photos of this ding dang thing. Done with this big booklet. Getting some other stuff we could build here. Worry about that. This kit did come with a brick separator, which is great because now I have a brand new brick separator. It's always nice. Let me get my phone here. And there we go. All right. See if I can get some good photos of this thing. I'll take a shot. You can't see it right now because I'm trying to take a great photo of this. And what if I do like this? See if I can do it like that. I don't get a lot of light that way if I do it like that. I'm going to take a good photo of the this little thing here. Yeah, I'm going to do a separate photo of it. That. Are you pondering what I'm pondering? Do this so you can see it. Nope. Need to see it in the light. This thing isn't as tall as my speakers, which is not a good. Okay, here. Here's a tall glass. It is taller than this glass. Which I can't obviously turn, but the head is yeah, it is resting above this pretty tall glass. So this has got some height to it. This is a tall friend. I'm going to put it in the dining room because I don't eat in the dining room by myself. So it's going to live in the dining room. I got to take a photo and send it to my parents because they did buy this for. Oops, actually did miss a piece. They bought this for me for Christmas, which was very nice of them. Unexpected. Did not ask for a big expensive Lego set, but happy to get it. This thing fucking rules. This is a great build, and I was happy to put it together. The child. I'll have to take a photo tomorrow with it on the dining room table. Send it to mom. She wants to see it. All right. Now, Wing Zero Custom. We'll get into this. We'll get into it. We're not going to get too far in this build, but we'll get into it a little bit here. Let me do a thing over here. Child. Delete it. There it is. So this is basically like it's the Wing Zero, but it's got a different paint job. That's all it is. That's really all this is. The Wing Sky Zero is the Wing Gundam Zero with a different paint job. That is the Breaker Battlelog. There is the different colored versions. Then there is the meshing of a couple kits together, and then there is the like really weird versions of it, like the Barbatorus. This one is probably like kind of the least exciting, and that is it's just that kit. Let's see, what year was this? This is 2014. So this is a 2014 kit with, yeah, I think all these are going to be, we can go through that. But I believe this is the 2014 high grade with some new, maybe, does it have any new parts? We'll have to look through it. Don't think it does. I think this is all 2014 parts. We'll see. Oh, no. This connector, which you need so that you can do some cross stuff and put on other things, this is new. This is 2021. Because this will go on the back of the kit for kit bashing. So, and one thing that is kind of fun is the polycaps are blue. I like that. Polycaps, we got some blue polycaps. That's kind of fun. We do have some stickers, which, you know, of course we do. You know, gotta have stickers. We do have some stickers there, and some beams, and of course, one cool little color there. Put in there, yeah. So we do have a little bit of that. We are going to work on our shelves here. We'll get shelving units. I'll take care of that in the future. Not gonna do that tonight, but organize this as best I can over there, and then we'll just start going through and do a little building. So I'll get everything I need for that, like all the various tools you know and love will come out to play. And we'll be able to work on a high grade, which again have not been able to do for a while. Before this was a real grade, which was its own level of a lot of work. Then add this kit, which has been its own amount of a lot of work. But yeah, the last two things were a whole lot of effort. Nice colors. Yes, the colors are great. I actually think the colors are fantastic, and we should actually figure that out. Is the thing we can figure out here. We can do the markers. Get the markers in there. We got a light blue, which we will use, and we have a dark blue and a teal. So I know the dark blue is going to be black. This is the one that I don't know. Is this light blue? Should we use gray on this, or should we use black on everything? So we can figure that out right now. I don't know if gray is going to look good on this, or if we definitely need to go to the black. So we're going to do we'll do the underside of a piece. Like the wings, we might actually see the underside of the wings, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. But we'll do like this piece here. I don't know how that's going to look, so we'll just do the underside there because we really wouldn't see it. Do gray up top, black here. There we go. And we'll just kind of do it in a few different places. Just do both markers and then clean them up. Take a look. I know for the dark blue, black is going to look good on that, and the teal black is going to look good on that, and the orange black is going to look good on that. But usually I do gray on like a lighter like base color for a kit. So I'm thinking that we'll do gray on this light blue. And we're just gonna just do a little bit here on the sheet here. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks good on the light blue. I think we'll do gray on the light blue, and then everything else we'll do black. Yeah. Okay. Good. Figured it out. So we need to change this document here. Brown. We're going to make it say light blue, gray. Then everything else will be black. Oh yeah, you have to see the process, folks. But yeah, okay. Well, we got some time, so we can get a little bit of this in the way. Again, I'm not going to take a photo of this. I'm going to focus on at the end of the stream. I'll just focus on the fact that we finished up the child, but we'll get a little bit of this built, and then it'll be basically all of Thursday's stream and some of Saturday's stream. We'll be working on this kit, and yeah, we're back in it on working on model kits, which will be fun. But again, lots of great colors on this kit. And I think the black's going to look really good on this teal. We can get into a little bit into that. Again, my stream on Tuesday, tomorrow at 1 p.m. If you can come back to watch that, please do, because I will be once again checking in on playing Dorf Romantique for my Daily Dorf. It'll be day 2 of the Daily Dorf, which I'm very... I had a good time doing that today. That was fun. Had a good little turnout. A few people that I haven't seen in a while, so that was nice. Came in, and also one of the people that came in had plenty of questions about Dorf Romantique, so it was nice to answer those questions. And then we got to raid my buddy Adam, who I never get to raid because he streams during the day. So it was a nice time to be able to go give him a raid. Yeah, so that was really fun. It was fun to go and check in with him. Yeah, so I was very happy about that. That was a good time. Anything to say? Yeah, so I'll be playing again tomorrow. It's gonna be weird streaming on a Tuesday, but I think it'll turn out okay. I'll have fun doing it. And then Wednesday at 10 p.m. or 1 p.m. 10 p.m. 1 p.m. I will be doing Daily Dorf, and then at 9 p.m. I will be playing, or sorry, not playing. I will be looking at the results for the Anime Awards, given my thoughts on that. We'll go through that. That'll be the next Pat Bear's Anime Club. We'll record it. And then that also will be, after that, just to kind of like have more fun on the night, we'll play Damn Dog, which is this like not interactive, but it's a quiz thing. It's a web-based quiz where you're given a photo from a WikiHow article and then a multiple choice of what the article is based on the photo you're looking at. And I'm pretty good at it. So we'll play that because that's not like worth like a whole stream, but also I don't think I'm going to be talking for like 20 minutes about that the Anime Awards. Probably I don't think I'll be doing too much more than that. So we might as well add a little more fun by doing that. And then Thursday we'll continue with this, which will be what we're working on probably all of Thursday and some of Saturday. We'll be working on this kit. All right, so that was a 1-3, a 2-3, which has, as I said, very lovely colors. Very nice colors on this kit. We'll get our chest done here. Oh, we got our first sticker already putting our first sticker on. We'll get that on in a second here. We're already putting a sticker on this kit, on the chest. 2 stickers. I haven't even gotten to the head yet. Jesus. All right, so that goes on here. These go covering. We're already we covered up our lovely Vulcan cannons here. Cover them all up because it's if this was a master grade, these would pop open and like that, but they don't because they're not. It's not a master grade. So instead, we just cover them up like they're not even there. It's fine. All right, let's get. Yeah, we're already gonna get like the chest done basically. We need E1 and E2 and a sticker, and then some stickers. Got a bunch of stickers to do. Do some goddamn stickers. We are gonna raid at the end of the stream. We always end every stream with a raid, so we'll go and hang out with somebody out there doing something cool on the old internet. Number 6 is 6. Oh, tiny ones. Right. I don't know about green on this teal. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like this like shiny neon green on teal. This is a weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like it. I feel like they could have done different colored stickers here. Even if it was like black, that might be better than like this kind of green, but on this like shade of teal. I don't know. Not big on it. Not the biggest fan of that. But we'll put them on there. I always like to put the stickers on. Why not? Why the fuck not? Am I right? I'm right. And got one more sticker to put on. Here we need E1 and E2. Go. Get E2, E1 6. Part here. Gotta get the chest on. I haven't built a Wing Zero in a while, so, hey, working on some Gundam Wing kits. Always happy to do that. Always like doing the old Gundam Wing kit, so no disappointment there. I think we only have 3 left after this of the Gundam Breaker Battlelog kits, and then we'll have built all of the Gundam Breaker Battlelog kits that are available. I want to check. Hold on. Let me look it up. I think there's only 3 more. So let me look in the folder here because I have them here. Yeah, we got the Wing Size Zero. We have the Helios, the the Maquette Gundam U Command Quanta, Helios, and Asteroid Red Frame. Yeah, I think that's it. Asteroid Red Frame, Helios, and Maquette. And then, of course, this one. So we're of one of 4 left, and then we'll finish all of the battle log kits, and then I can either do a stream or a YouTube video where I do all the kit bashing that they recommend once I have finished all of those. So sometime this year we'll do that. I don't know if it's going to be a stream or if it'll just be a video, because it might actually be a video that I can like edit down. That might actually be better. Has anyone figured out a way to make a Voltron out of them? Lashbrook, I do not know the answer to that. Probably not. You could, I think if you got a bunch of extra Barbatoris, you could make some centaurs of all of them, which is kind of a fun idea, but I think all of them could be centaurs. But you'd have to get a lot of the Barbatoris to do the second part of it. But you could do that. I don't know if I would want to do that, but you could. All right, so how does this go in? Goes in like that. Yeah, goes in like that. So yeah, I am looking forward to eventually being done with all of these. These have been fun to build, and I do want to do that, like their version of kit bashing, because I think that would be fun. Their provided encouragement of kit bashing could be cool to do. All right, so that's, where's C? C is black here. Great, got it. This isn't the hardest kit in the world to build. Oh yes, Kongman, we did finish the Lego. I apologize. I didn't update because we only finished it like 20 minutes ago. We did finish the Child, which was a huge Lego set that we wrapped up here. We did finish that up. And then we have moved on to our next kit, and I didn't update the info there. But yeah, we moved on to the Gundam Sky Zero, Wing Gundam Sky Zero, which is the next thing. Sorry, yeah. But yes, we worked on a very big small fret. It is mid-size maybe, yes. The Child is small, the set is big. So, and then if you want a small, there's the little tiny mini micro fig. Not even a minifig because it doesn't have bending legs. It's a microfig of the Child. Well, yes, Kongman. When I say big, I mean this is a 1,037 piece Lego set. That is big. It's not the big Millennium Falcon or the Star Destroyer big, because those are huge sets. But this one is like 1,000 something pieces, and for me, I normally build Lego sets that are like less than that, that are like several hundred pieces, like a couple hundred, I should say, not several, a couple hundred. So for me, this is still big. All right, we're gonna panel line this before we wrap up the stream tonight, because we are gonna wrap up in a little bit. We got to do a little panel lining. We'll need our black and our gray here. Not a lot of panel lining to do on this chest piece here, but we can do a little bit here and there, wherever there's a little bit of a panel. Clean up a little bit here, and then of course, yeah, we'll hit with the eraser, clean it up. Just hitting all of the crevices, hitting them in with a marker. Then we'll go over with an eraser. You can always use a tissue or a Q-tip, but I do like using eraser. I find it nice to do, nice to work with. Yeah, we'll be hitting all of these here. Some of these will be covered up by the kit itself, so we don't have to go too far with it. But it is nice when you're doing movement and you suddenly see a part and you're like, oh, I panel lined that. Good. I remembered to do that. You're not regretting it later. Which has happened to me. Where I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do the back. I won't see that. And then I go to make a cool pose and I realize I haven't panel lined that part of it and I can see. Goofed. Hey, we got a raid from Flip Flop Slap Fight. Flip Flop Slap Fight. Thank you very much for the raid. Appreciate it. Indeed. We finished up a very large Lego set. You can see right here. We built the child, and it's way big. So we finished that up, and then we're starting a new kit, as you can see in the photo there. Is a repaint of the Wing Zero for the anime Gundam Breaker Battle Log, which is like kind of VR kind of piloting kits. It's part like Gunpla and part like regular old Gundam series, but it reimagines a lot of Gundams. I'm doing good. Thank you for being here. We are getting close to wrapping up for the night, so I do apologize for folks that came in on the raid. Uh, but we are gonna continue a raid. We're gonna go find somebody to go hang out with. Most likely who are not Lego or model kit builders, but are gamers on the West Coast. But yeah, so I do apologize for that. You did come in at the end. We did that the other day. We went and raided somebody, and then like 2 minutes later, they were like, "Well, we're good. We're done for the night." And I was like, "Oh." That's why I try to pick West Coast people, because usually, if they're West Coast evening streamers, they're not wrapping up, at the time that I conclude. But yeah, this will be our next couple streams. We'll be working on this on Thursday and probably Saturday. Again, my next stream is model kit building stream will be Thursday, but my next actual stream will be tomorrow at 1 p.m. because I am streaming every day this week at 1 p.m. So check that out. Eastern times. Times are weird for you, Kong Man. Yeah, because you're in Australia. Yes, I know. Yeah, yes. I stream late for some people, not late enough for others. But the schedule works pretty good for me. So, this is kind of where I'm at. So thanks everybody who came by the stream. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream, is we go and send some love out to somebody who's doing some cool shit out there on the old internet that we like. And hopefully they will stream for a little while. So we'll do that. So feel free to come along on this stream once I get that set up. I got to figure out who we're going to go raid. I always got to take a look for that. So we'll see who's doing stuff that we want to go hang out with. Who do we want to go with? Oh, Xandra's playing Destiny 2. Hell yeah. We're definitely going to go raid Xandra, checking out that Destiny 2. That sounds great. Xandra rules. Xandra made all of my emotes, as many of you are aware. She is a wonderful person. This is also her second stream of the day, because she often, Xandra often streams in the afternoon and plays Mega Man games and fan games in the Mega Man, of Mega Man style games, Mega Man mornings. But in the evenings, she plays a lot of stuff, including Destiny 2, which she's playing tonight. So we're going to go hang out with her. Oh, it's the Xanderbot. Xanderbot is playing Destiny 2, which is great. Xanderbot is her VTuber persona. So we'll go hang out with Xanderbot. So come along on this raid. It's going to be weird and fun. You'll have a good time. Thanks, everybody, for being here tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Again, playing a bunch of games this week, but also back on Thursday with model kit building. Thanks for being here. Have a great one. I'll see you in the future. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.